here's Jake with the Dumb Zone News.
All right, let's get back here to the news tab. All right, so you were gone for this on Friday, Dan, but we had a shooting in Southlake.
Oh, that's what I heard, yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of buzz about that.
Yeah, so it was in the morning. There was a wrong way crash, like right by the Central Market. A guy, 19-year-old from Colleyville, crashes into multiple cars, and as soon as a cop arrives, the suspect pulls a rifle, begins firing at another driver and at the officer. There's a surveillance video from one of the stores nearby, and it's a funny video. I don't know how else to tell you, because the guy who's running away looks like a Looney Tune, and it looks like the guy's shooting at his feet, like beep, 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 beep.
How would you look if you were running from a guy shooting at you?
I'm catching him, super manly.
Super cool.
I had an interesting scene at the I went and got my hair cut Saturday, and it was during the boys' nap, so I took the girl with me. We had to go to Academy and do a couple things.
To our place?
Yes.
To the barbershop? Okay, they must have loved her.
And it was popping.
Yeah.
But there was another family in there. Dad was getting his hair cut. Wife was there, and they had two kids that I'm going to say were probably 10 and 8, two boys, who already look like they have more money than I do. Like, they both had Southlake shirts on,
They do have more money than you do.
Yeah. So this topic of this shooting came up, and you know how it is in there. Once a topic comes up, the ladies are squawking about it, right? And the mom who's there takes out her phone and was like, "Oh, there's a video of it." So what does she do? She gets out the video, and her kids are like, "I want to see." Ooh. And I'm not really judging whether or not you should let a kid see that. Nobody gets shot or killed in the video. But she's just playing it. You can hear, like, loud rifle round sounds as a 5th and 3rd grader. Like, he's running from the bullets right here. My daughter was sitting next to him. And they're like, did he get killed? Is he going to jail? Did anyone die? And she's, sweet little girl with her little coloring book. And I was like, Nora, turn this way.
Yeah.
And I did it kind of in a way. I said I wasn't judging. I was. I did it kind of in a way that was like, if you guys want to be shitty parents, I don't mind.
Yeah.
But my sweet girl is going to look over here. Because, it was like, pow, 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 pow. It's like, no.
But see, this is where Carter's prepared for this, because he's seen his Lego characters get
That's
gassed.
true. You missed that the other day.
And into a fiery crash.
Yeah. Chemical assault. Suspect charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. Also resisting arrest. This is always a fun tack on. But, yeah, that was a wild morning.
Road rage?
That's what they say, yeah. There was a lot of speculation. He must be on pills in the barbershop. A lot of that, yeah. And not a whole lot of leniency proposed from the justice system in there, from the couple guys. They're like, throw away the key. Don't need him. Well, yeah, I don't know. You probably never did anything
So
wrong.
were you quiet the whole time? You didn't interject?
Like every single time I've had a haircut in the last 32 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't.
Just don't say a word.
No. That's why it's important to find a lady or a man who's okay with that.
Yeah. Just kind of set the scene up front when you sit down, like, hey, I'm not a talker.
Yeah.
Please.
And
don't
then
feel like chatting.
And then there's a time where they'll kind of find out what you do for a job. And I'm like, yeah, I use it all.
Yeah. I'm spent on the
don't have
weekends.
any left. It's the tank.
You got to acclimate.
What do you mean?
You got to try to fit in.
Like talk?
Yeah. You need.
Why?
You get
Do
into
you do that?
gossip at the barbershop?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. If they're talking about throwing away, yeah, I'll get in there. Like, ain't no room for that around here. You got to fit in.
You could just add the little phrase now and again just to egg them on.
And
Just like
I
that.
do.
Yeah.
Oh, I love hearing it.
Is it like a different feeling that comes over you in a barbershop than anywhere else in life that you have to fit in?
If I'm on the edge of it, yeah, I love hearing it.
Okay.
Blake acclimates to wherever he's with.
Yeah, but he's just kind of quiet. So it's interesting
Yeah.
to me that in a barbershop, he's like, oh, yeah, you got to lock him up, man.
There is something to the
And then
nudge.
I'll flip on the other side. Like, I don't think anyone should ever go to jail.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's,
Doesn't matter.
If he's with me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There is
Yeah, why are we
something
so mean?
to the little nudge. just kind of a casual. I can't believe they got away with it either. Like vague enough to where.
But you're still existing. You're still saying something. Part of the conversation.
We had an update. We didn't have this on Friday because it came down during our show. Do you know about the update to your kayak story?
I did see something this weekend, yeah.
Yeah, so our boy Borgwardt, Ryan Borgwardt, 44, the dude in Wisconsin.
You hear about this guy? Faked his death to get away from his nagging wife and teenage kids, yeah.
There's so many other ways he could have done that.
I don't know. He's
faking his death. That's a little
Wasn't
dramatic.
he our Dumb Zone Man of the Week last week?
He was.
Yeah.
You all wish you could do the same?
Well, right up until the point
where he got caught.
Yeah. So he went out kayaking at a really deep lake. He had done some extensive planning, including, because he's a good dad, taking out a life insurance policy.
See?
Okay.
That would have paid him and the kids, $500,000. They're taken care of.
Texts his wife like at 10 p.m. like heading in now from the middle of the lake.
Yeah,
and then they found like his life jacket.
And initially they couldn't find his body, despite extensive searches in this lake and all around the lake. So they started. You probably remember the particulars better than I do, but eventually they get a hold of his computer. After kind of like, hey, maybe we should.
Like there was no way. This wasn't like a stream or something where the body could be. They would find the body if he had drowned in that lake.
Yeah, so he was obviously
like they dragged
not
the whole.
there.
They're like, this just seems weird. So they started looking into it, and found his computer, found that he had set up some overseas bank accounts, found a correspondence with a lady in a foreign country.
A lady in Uzbekistan.
Oh.
Yeah.
They had a little something going?
Found like how to get like what was his search history? It was kind of like a how to fake your own death. Yeah, stuff like that.
It's open to the search page.
Yeah. Well, no, it was like deleted.
He sort of tried.
Well, the whole thing is we all think that incognito mode is going to mean like no one can ever track that.
Yeah.
Which just means that maybe your wife won't be able to figure it out, but that's probably the extent of it. Like the cops right away could find out he's been searching all this stuff.
Yeah. So the update is, the authorities, the officials in Wisconsin were publicly like, just come home. Just come home for your family.
Trying to prey on that, yeah.
Yeah, and they...
but the guy, if you're going to leave your teenage kids, you're not
committed.
going... Yeah, you're not now, hey, it's Christmas,
That was
Ryan.
the thing I was going to say, is that in my head, the guy sounds like Dr. Phil, but that is what the sheriff said. He's like, what a better way to thank your family than to come home for the holidays.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
it's like, dude, this guy is...
Like you're going to fall for that, too. Like,
oh, yeah.
First of all, my family's going to be real fired up to see me.
I'm back.
You're probably going to throw me in jail.
Hello, Mr. Policeman. How have you been?
You're the only Christmas present I need, Dad.
Yeah. Like, it's just all good. Everybody, oh, my wife. I bet she can't wait to have sex with me. No.
He's probably all horny.
Yeah. Oh, God. You
Just
came
been
back
waiting
for
this
me.
whole time.
Yeah, he's a war hero.
Looking at my picture.
No, the update is that through some digital tracing and detective work, they eventually figured out a way to contact him. And when they tried to contact him, based on a number that they thought was him, a Russian woman was answering, or a woman speaking Russian. And they communicated through her, and eventually on Friday he posted or sent to them, and they posted like a 3-minute proof of life video where he won't tell them where he is, but says he's safe and says he ain't coming back. So stop looking. And really, I guess the only thing they could get him on is obstruction of justice. That's the only charge I've seen mentioned. But if the guy doesn't want to be found, then was there really an investigation warranted in the first place that's being obstructed? You're just I'm leaving.
The life insurance.
That's a problem. But that'll be like a civil thing, right? Or
yeah, but he never overtly said, hey, I'm dead. He just left and left his license and phone.
He tried to fake it to get them the life insurance money.
That is what the circumstantial evidence would say,
Well,
Your Honor.
if he's texting her, hey, I'm heading back in, and he's kayaking, and then he's just in Russia.
Yeah, but I think the thing is, the life insurance policy, that's just kind of like a solid PR move. He doesn't really give a shit about that.
You're right.
He wanted to be over there in Uzbek's ass. Like,
Yeah, and if they bust him on the life insurance thing,
he's like, oh, well.
then yes, but then the future people like me who fake their death will be like, okay, well, I better not get a life insurance policy. That's just going to hurt future kids.
Think of them.
Okay.
Think of the kids.
Yeah, just imagine, like, you're a kid and this all happens. I can't remember. Do you remember the ages? I mean, I know they're young.
Teenagers, I thought,
yeah.
God. Which I understand then.
Teenagers are hard.
You come... Yeah, but not like leave the country
Well, right,
hard.
right.
Well,
yeah.
you haven't had a teenager yet. Talk to us in 10 years.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I just feel like...
I'm here to support
That's pretty
Ryan.
terrible.
I feel like they're not going to be easier if you try to trick them into thinking you're dead. You better pull it off.
Yeah, but
Because if
yeah.
not, I don't think they're gonna. You know, like if your kids are like
Again, this
5
is
or
better
even
than my
2,
biological father who just left us with nothing. At least this guy faked his death and tried to give him $300,000.
Yeah, he did try.
Yeah, he's a true hero, actually.
Father of the year.
Yeah.
Tough to argue with.
Yeah.
But how terrible, though, to know he's alive. If your dad is alive and wanted to leave so bad that he faked his death.
Yeah,
So
if
you're
you're the
his-
authorities, that's on you for telling the family.
Yeah, they
Like,
have
just
to live
keep
with that.
keep it with yourself until you can get him back.
And if you're the kid, do you try to go over to Uzbekistan and find him? Like,
No.
He didn't want to see
that's
you.
going to haunt them for the rest of their lives, though.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of therapy there.
There
for sure.
is.
Scary scene at the Potter's House of Dallas yesterday, Dan. You know what that is?
No.
It's the church that is the place to see and be seen in Dallas.
A church to see and be seen.
Yeah, it's T.D. Jake's church.
That's like Emmett's guy, right?
Emmett, and there's tons and tons of athletes. It's a mega church, and like most mega churches, they live stream their Sunday services.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and
How do they do numbers?
yeah, they have.
What are their downloads like?
They have.
That's not uncommon.
They have ads turned on. No, it's not uncommon at all. Although I will tell you that someone told me. I was talking to someone recently about church and that sort of stuff. They're like, "Yeah, I do Sunday morning virtual every week."
Bedside Baptist.
And I'm
yep.
like, I don't know. I don't feel like the big man really looks at that as 100% going to church.
You got to get dressed and
Yeah,
drive somewhere.
if you're not about to die from
Have
the
cookies.
smell of your mom's hairspray in the car, you ain't going to church.
Watching those curlers come out.
Right. If you don't have to sit there and watch her, quote, visit for an extra hour after the service is ended, you're not putting in the work. That doesn't
to her
count.
sing the hymns.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. About to pass out because I've been leg locked for 25 minutes. No, none of that. You can't. That doesn't count.
Yeah.
It doesn't count. But this one was being live streamed, and I think it was like 90 minutes in. It was a fair piece into the service. Jakes, who was 67, had a medical emergency. He sort of froze up and fell to the ground, and they quickly cut the live stream.
Oh.
And I haven't seen the clip, but in the Fox News story about it, Fox 4 website, it said everybody rushes up to him, and they're saying, get back, give him room. And then they cut the stream.
Damn.
You
Kind of
know,
like the Austin Eckler thing.
it's a lot like that.
They play the Fox injury bed.
No,
They have
that's
like
not
a
what they
slow-
do. They would do a slow version. Yeah, exactly.
Organist.
The slow version of Open the... What is that song? I want to see you. You know all that shit. Come on.
I wouldn't call it shit.
Then why are you so afraid to sing it?
It's like open the eyes of my heart, Lord.
There you go.
Yeah.
I know these songs. You know, the funny part about this whole
That was
TD
really
Jakes
good,
thing,
guys.
Thank you.
randomly he's having health events. Maybe he's pretty stressed out because over the last month he's been heavily linked to P. Diddy.
Ooh, really?
Uh-oh.
Darn it.
Yeah. He is
Jake's
mentioned
evil
in
laugh.
some of the lawsuits.
Like how so? He was at the party?
He was accused of participating in sex parties with P. Diddy.
Whoa.
I'm pretty sure that when Cat Williams hilariously pushed the domino that set this entire thing off about a year ago, he mentioned T.D. Jakes.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, that like there's this entire. He focused on famous black people, but it's certainly both. He's like, hey, there's these sex parties. They want you to be a homosexual, and all these guys are having sex with each other. He listed T.D. Jakes.
Interesting.
And then he collapses on stage.
Just saying.
Just saying.
But it could be because of these, horrific, unfounded accusations.
Yeah, that's probably true. You'd probably be pretty stressed out either way,
Is
right?
everyone okay?
Yeah, no, they got to beat that dough, bro. That's how it gets made. That's how it gets made.
All right.
Someone's getting punished.
All right, you know what?
I was unfamiliar.
There's your news.
The Dumb Zone News. Like and
I want to see.
subscribe.